All right. So I was under the impression that the walls were in themselves, what'd you say, like 3/4 inch?
No, the walls
already insulated, but you're going to add insulation on top of that, is what you're saying.
No. What I'm saying is, okay, let's just go with what the early prototypes are. Let's just go with that right now. Look at, think of a SIP, a structure insulated panel, with eighth inch skins, right? Wait a second. Why am I thinking 8 inch? 1/4 inch skins, okay, plywood. And then inside of that, think of a high-density styrofoam being between those skins.
Yeah, it's a composite sandwich. I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked with all that. I've worked with honeycomb, using resin structures and very high insulating values. And,
right.
Honeycomb like they use on the flaps for a 747, it'll withstand 350 mile an hour winds without breaking or bending. I mean, I'm just trying to get a feel for what it is that you're doing here, and you say you buy these like one piece for. I mean, you can haul them down the road on the back of a truck and it's already preformed, or you completely lost me there.
Well, what was your previous question? Because I think we got lost.
First off, the question was how many square feet a building? Like we have a house that's like 2,200 square feet. This geodesic dome I was telling you about, the one that we were looking at, has the diameter, the open space is 50 feet across.
Yeah.
And can go up in one afternoon. Of course, like I said, you need the concrete foundation for it. But once you have it built, it's earthquake-proof and it's wind-proof and lightning-proof,
yeah.
and it's kind of like, but it is semi-permanent, and the fact that you can't dig up the foundation, but you can disassemble all the rest of, apart from the foundation. You can disassemble it in one day and move it to another location. So in that sense, it's portable.
No, I'm very I know all about geodesic domes.
So in yours, you say they're square, you have a square foundation, and so if you want, let's say you wanted 3 bedrooms, had 3 people living in your house.
Right.
How many square feet is? I don't want to live like in a bathroom, the 2 feet by 4 feet or whatever it was you said. I'm interested in a little bit more.
That was just something I slept in, but it was very comfortable. Let me, if I can answer your question. Your question is, how big can you make them? No.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I mean, what is a typical average
one I live
size, like for let's say you have a family, a husband and wife and like 2 kids. What would be a typical size that you would provide for them? That's all I'm asking. I mean, how livable is this? Or is this emergency? Are you talking about an emergency structure that just to get by on, or something that's going to be in comfort? That's I'm trying to get the picture here.
Okay, good. I'm glad you asked those questions. I think it's both. Now, let me answer that question about size. Okay, the one I lived in was the first basic. It's hard to explain the technology if you get into details. It was the smallest unit that you can have with this technology. It was 8 by 8 feet. My bed was 4 by 8 feet. It was in a loft. It was lofted up 8 feet high. The peak of the structure was, I think, 16 feet. So you can go 8 feet, 12 feet, 16 feet, 20 feet, square feet, 24 square feet, 28 square feet, 32 square feet.
No, you're saying you're with an open space, 20 feet square with nothing in but just the walls 20 feet apart, right?
We're talking about...
Or are you talking about modular?
We're talking about... It's modular, yes. We're talking about creating space.
So what you're saying is rather than having 20 feet by 20 feet with an open space like a big living room, you're talking about an 8 by 8 next to another 8 by 8 next to another 8 by 8, right?
No, they're not 8 by 8s.
Well, what did you say?
No, I'm saying
said
this.
8 by 8 was the smallest structure, right?
I'm saying that this one. I'm saying that this one building component, which we called an HP, and I'll explain that later. We're getting into the breakthrough here in the technology. This one piece, which again I'll say it's lightweight, it's 7/8 inch in diameter, the SIP. 2 people can carry it any place. I'll tell you that. It can get off road, etc. That one piece can be connected. Let me put it this way. The one I lived in, 8 square feet for 6 months, that had 4 of these pieces. Okay? Now, the ones in our new 3 modeling, the breakthrough we made, is that 4 of these pieces now can be connected to make any size structure, any size, using that same one component. This one piece, you can make any size structure just by, you have to start with the foundation. I want a 6,000 square foot foundation. Okay, you come up with a 6,000 square foot structure. You can put up a structure that I would say, again, looks kind of more like a pyramid, but it will create 600 square feet. Now, what do you do with all that space up above? Well, utilizing the same, in the case of, let's say, 3 bedrooms, we're talking about creating a shell here, hopefully for less than $10 a square foot. Okay. Once you have the shell, the R factor is very high, it's very tight, sitting lightly on the ground, it's secured safely into the ground. Okay, you have to say, okay, what do we do all this? Let's say it's 28 square foot. And those are the sizes we're going to put up in Indian Canyon, 28 square foot. Okay, our models have a floor, a second floor to it.
Well, the floor is 28. When you say 28 square feet, 28 square feet. I mean, to me, if I'm mathematically correct, when you say 28 square feet, that's something on the order of 7 feet long and 4 feet wide.
No, 28 feet square. Let me put it down.
Okay, well, that's a lot different saying 28 feet square versus 28 square feet. Two different birds there.
Okay, and excuse me, I'm a business person, so please excuse me. I just work with really great people, but.
Well, that's fine. I'm not trying to give you a hard time. I'm just trying to understand what you're saying. All right, so with a 28 by 28, the walls are 20. It's a square like a rectangle, with the walls that are 28 feet across. Like the north-south wall would be 28 feet from the east-west wall, which would be 28 feet. So you have 28 times 28, 256 square feet. That's all open in the middle, right?
Over 1,000 square feet. I forgot the math on it. 28 square feet. 28 feet square. So 28 times 4.
I mean, you still have not answered my stupid question. Is it all open space in between? Is it like an open 28 by 28 feet, or is it modular where you have different pieces filling it up?
Okay, I'm sorry for that.
I don't see why it's so
hard to answer your question.
I mean, if I stand on one wall, can I walk across 28 feet? Can I walk from one corner to the other corner without hitting anything? Is what I'm asking. It's
a shell. It has a roof.
There's no in between supporting structure, is what you're saying.
Now, when you want to put in lofts, there is. And it's utilizing the same technology as the foundation.
Okay, so like for example, and I understand that. I can understand that if you're going to put something of weight above that you have to have some sort of support underneath. I understand that. But like my garage, my 3-car garage is 28 feet by 28 feet. It's open. I can walk anywhere in that garage without hitting a wall. Or a post.
Yeah. Okay. It's a shelf. What you do within that shell, if you want a second story, you can do that. A loft or whatever.
Okay. Well, that's a second story. Now, when you say it's a 28 by 28 shell, what kind of a roof do you have over the top of that?
The structure is the roof. It's like look at the geodesic dome, same thing.
Well, you said it wasn't a dome. You said it was more like a pyramid or something.
That's right. It's different. It's as far as, and I've sort of been into this for many, many years. It's a hobby for the last 25 years.
Okay, let me ask you this: how high are when you have the 28 by 28 feet walls? What is the height of the walls?
It depends where you're standing, just like in a geodesic dome.
No, the height of the walls are the height of the walls. I mean, it doesn't matter if I'm in the building or not. The height of the walls, like the height of the walls in my house, are like 10 feet 2 inches or something. I mean,
okay,
how high are the walls?
If you're in the center of the 28 square foot, you're standing in the center of that.
Well, you said there's square walls, right?
No, hold on, please. Let me answer the question. Let me answer your question. We're talking about 28 feet square, 28 by 28 feet by 28 by 28 feet structure.
And that's where the walls are, right?
What?
So what are the walls vertical, or are they, are they like?
Part of the roof,
like
roof
pyramid.
The walls. Look at a geodesic dome. It's the same concept. The walls are part of the roof. The roof is part of the walls.
Okay. All right. So what I'm getting, if I understand this correctly, like people that build geodesic domes, they build a foundation that's maybe 6 feet high, and then they put the wall on top of the foundation. And then it starts curving from the base of the geodesic dome. It starts curving toward the top. So you have the rounding. It
depends if you want to start. There are geodesic domes that start to curve right from the bottom. There are ones that are on.
They start at the very bottom of the dome.
Yeah.
But so you're saying you have a pyramid shape, and so instead of having like 6 or 8 foot walls, you're saying.
I wouldn't say pyramid shape. I wouldn't say pyramid. I'd say, if you were to look at it, it's very different. I'm telling you. I don't think I've never seen anything like it. So,
okay, well, I'm 6'1", so if I stood against one of your walls and put the heels of my shoes back against the wall, could I stand vertically, or would I have to lean forward because the structure is tilting in from the floor level?
Forget about the concept of a wall. Forget about the wall. Okay. Look at it this way. Excuse me, if I could just say something here. Look at it this way. Look at it as, let's take a pyramid. Although this doesn't, I'm saying it's the closest looking to that. Take a pyramid. That pyramid could be as tall as the Empire State Building, or as big, and there are some structures like that around the world. Okay. Now, if you're standing against the wall, which is really the roof of the roof is the wall and the wall is the roof. You're right against the edge there. You're 6'1" or whatever. You're not going to be able to stand up. You're going to have to go step about 2 or 3 feet to the left, and then it gets higher and higher.
Okay.
Right? Then you go in the middle. Okay. You're looking up and maybe at a feet.
Okay. Well, you're getting there. So if you have square walls.
No.
That's part of the roof.
No square walls.
Well, you said they're 28. You said you have square buildings and they're 28 by 28. You lost me again.
Forget about walls. The walls are the roof and the roof
28,
walls.
28.
The walls are the roof. Roof is the wall.
What is the 28 by 28? Tony, what does the 28 by 28 mean? I'm just quoting you. You said the
foundation is
28 by
28 feet. The foundation is 28 feet by 28 feet. The floor. The floor is 28 feet by 28 feet.
Is it square?
Well, last time I checked, 28 feet by 28 feet is a square.
Well, you just told me it wasn't. So, I mean, you really got me confused.
Geometry.
Hey, Mike, maybe you can help me out here.
Geometry. I said it's square geometry. Everything is based on squares. I said it's 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, go on. It's square geometry. The one we're putting up at Indian Canyon is 28 feet square.
Okay, well, if you have a square base, like the base of let's take the Giza pyramid for an example. It has a square base.
Yes.
Right? Then, in the case of the pyramid, it has 4 triangular sides that meet at the apex. Are you saying your buildings are similar to that?
No.
Okay. All right. Help me out here.
Saying your wife asked the question, what does it look like? And I said, well, it's not a pyramid, but if you were to describe it without seeing it, it's in that direction.
Okay, well, maybe this question will help. If you took your 24 by 24 structure and you stood right in the middle of the floor, how high would the ceiling be?
Well, 28 by 28, I think we clocked it out in our 3D model, is 28 feet high. Again, you're getting into areas where I'm a generalist, okay? When I work with these people, I understand the general concept, but we did, in the 3D model, we did measure it out to be, because I had that same question. And the answer was, well, they figured out, it's 28 feet high. It's similar to the geometry of a pyramid again. When you talk about Giza, all the amazing kinds of measurements based on the lunar calendars and all this, where it's positioned in the world, is amazing, right? Well, there's a formula behind this, and that's why we call it the MS, microwave structure. That's why it's totally expandable, and it's totally alterable in that way also. And again, I'm trying to explain to you where we're at this. Okay, I was involved in it many years ago with these prototypes, a little different, but I'd say 80% of what we're doing now in the concepts of structures, and I inherited all the drawings. They did 9 prototypes. I lived in one basic small one, actually employing this new technology component. And then I started bringing it back about a year and a half, 2 years ago. Start working on it. I'm a president of an international trade association, and I'm doing this as much as I can do it now. I'm getting in like more and more full time here, and we're doing all friends and family money. We've gotten us to this point, and now we're seeking funding to create to pay actually a partner. It could be a partner architectural / civil engineering firm to take our 3D models, and again, I proved it because I lived in the minimum of it, and actually create the CAD/CAM drawings and manufacturing specifics to be probably the prototype is assembled here or maybe overseas, and then to erect the first 2 models, one at Indian Canyon, hour and 15 minutes from Silicon Valley, and one in kind of an area that's becoming, I don't know if you know much about Rwanda, but Rwanda is the 5th greenest country in the world. It had the terrible genocide 24 years ago. The worst probably in modern mankind history. Over almost 1 million people slaughtered. But through their leader, who's kind of a dictator, but he's really doing some great stuff there. President Paul Kagame was also the former chairman of the African Union. He just changed that position now. They're an incredible country. Ellen DeGeneres, in fact, Jack Ma of Alibaba, of all of the continents, all the countries in the continent, he launched his e-World Trade Portal, EWTP, look it up, in Rwanda. He just did it about a month ago. And he did that because of the president and because he said Rwanda is the future of Africa.